Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the census deadline is passed, but if you haven't mailed in your form, we have information on how to still be heard.
Then, after the suicide of a Massachusetts teen, we'll tell you how one local school is dealing with bullying.
Plus, we'll show you Torrance Memorial's towering plan for patients and their families.
And we'll tell you why hundreds of motorcycles will hit the road for an upcoming event. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Margaret Sharp, sitting in for Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. The volcanic eruption in Iceland that sent ash into the atmosphere last week may be dissipating, but chaos is still in the air at LAX. Most European airports are now open, and U.S. airlines are working to help the backlog of passengers who were stranded over the past 6 days. 123 flights affecting more than 24,000 passengers were canceled at LAX when the volcano erupted. Now, about 3,000 passengers still need to be accommodated. Officials say they will be seated on a standby basis. Local residents are also helping. Many have either canceled or postponed their European trips to free up seats. However, it could take several weeks for airplanes around the world to get schedules back to normal. Travelers with upcoming trips to Europe are advised to verify their flight status before heading to the airport.
Here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. The week of April 18th is National Volunteer Week in Torrance. The city is proud to have more than 1,700 volunteers who worked 61,000 hours in 2009. Some of the volunteers recognized at the meeting were Jordan Thompson of the Torrance Sister City Association, Torrance Rose Float President Mary Hoffman, Doris Herzog, an AARP tax counselor, Warren Wong, a senior center volunteer, and Thelma Carr of the Madrona Marsh. And speaking of volunteers, Walzers was honored for their environmental contributions to the city. Walzers has a free e-recycling program which has helped divert more than 300,000 pounds of materials from landfills. And later, the Community Development Department and Council heard public input on the installation of 3 all-way stop signs. The Traffic Commission had recommended the installation of the signs back in March, but was appealed. After hearing several residents offer their opinions on the signs, Council denied the appeal and concurred with the Traffic Commission. Those stop signs will be installed on Cerise Avenue and 225th Street, Ariel Avenue and 225th, and Ariel and 230th Street.
Lincoln Elementary School has a lot to celebrate. They're one of just 15 local public elementary schools named a California Distinguished School. Schools that receive the award have to show a shrinking of the achievement gap between higher and lower achieving students. Lincoln L submitted an application including a description of 2 of the school's successful practices. The state committee came out to the school for a site visit as well this year. 484 California elementary schools received the honor. These selected will attend an award ceremony at the state capitol in June.
Although the publicized deadline was April 19th, the census is still accepting forms mailed by Saturday, April 24th. But if you don't mail in your form at all, you could face harsh penalties. So census workers will be coming door to door to help. I had a chance to find out more from local census representatives.
We'll have people coming door to door to get the information, and the penalty is actually $5,000. However, I don't think that we're ever going to enforce that.
Starting next week, enumerators will be on the ground gathering information from residents who failed to turn in their census forms on time. But many don't want to participate in the census because they fear that their privacy will be compromised or their information will be given to marketers.
A variety of organizations are going to be calling them on the phone to sell things or whatever, which is not the case. The President of the United States could not get individual information.
Illegal immigrants are also leery of the census. But not only is census information not shared with any other government agency, penalties are harsh for census workers who violate privacy.
If any census worker gives out anybody's individual information, they can go to jail for 5 years and be fined $250,000.
The results collected from the census could have a big impact on California, especially with regard to congressional representation and allocated federal funds.
It determines what the representation in Congress for every area will be. And secondly, there's $400 billion of federal funds that are based mainly on the census.
In 2000, California gained an additional congressional seat as a direct result of census information. But if the census numbers go down, it will have the opposite effect.
If we don't count everyone, then there's a great possibility that the state of California could lose a couple of congressional seats, which means that we're going to lose power.
Everyone should be counted, not only for demographic information, but also for better representation and federal money.
So the more people that respond, the more Torrance schools and hospitals and city government will get of that $400 billion.
And if you are visited by a census enumerator, be sure to check their census badge and ID for your own security. And remember, census workers will not ask for social security numbers or any bank account information. For more information, go to 2010census.gov or contact your local census office.
We all know about cash for clunkers, but what about cash for appliances? If you don't know about the program, listen up. It starts on Earth Day, April 22nd, and could save you hundreds of dollars. This statewide program is offering rebates to consumers who want to replace old appliances with more energy-efficient ones. California will use $35 million to issue rebates on qualifying refrigerators, washing machines, and air conditioners. But like cash for clunkers, this program has several requirement. Purchases must only be made from in-state retailers like Howard's here in Torrance, which means no internet buying. You must also recycle the old appliance, which many stores, including Howard's and Sears, will handle for you. The program is available only to California residents. You can receive one rebate per appliance, which must be installed before you submit the rebate. Cash for appliances officially ends on Sunday, May 23rd, but retailers are telling consumers to act fast because funds could be gone before the deadline. For more information, go to cashthenumber4appliances.org. Coming up, we'll tell you about what one local school is doing to prevent bullying.
But first, here's the current temperature outside.